Welcome to the premiere episode of Profiles in Quality, an interview program with the leading names in quality management. I'm Dirk Dusharme, Editor-in-Chief of Quality Digest magazine and your host for Profiles in Quality. When it comes to describing where and how the U.S. falls short in its quality mission, no one lays it on the line quite like our first profile, Jim Harrington, CEO of the Harrington Institute. At nearly 80 years old, Harrington still spends up to 9 months a year on the road, mostly in Dubai and China. And he speaks with first-hand knowledge on the importance of quality in different cultures, including our own. In the next several episodes, Harrington shares his views on international quality, the impact of family life on management style, and, oh yes, the decline of U.S. dominance in the world market. In this episode, listen to what Harrington has to say about quality in the United Arab Emirates. One of the things that really interests me is the work that you've been doing over in Dubai and in China. How does the culture and maybe even the religious setting affect their approach or maybe their perspective on quality?
Well, you find that in that area, people are really interested in improving. They want to be the best. And there's a great deal, if you're trying to bring a new approach in, if it's new, it's different, and nobody has it, they're all for it. So they're very, very willing to try things. United States, we're a little more conservative. We want to know who else has used it and how well it works, and we want to be sure that it's going to produce the results you promise. We're not really as good a risk taker as they are over in that area. Dubai is an excellent example. You take an area that is nothing but sand, and they've turned that into the favorite vacation center for all of Europe. They create 8 jobs for every national. So you got, and unemployment is non-existent from the nationals. They take an idea, His Highness sits and he says, we ought to have an island. We don't have enough shoreline, so we should build an island. And then he draws a road out to that island. He said, hey, this looks like a palm. So he draws a palm tree, and he said, okay, build one. Set a whole new pattern. And so now you're seeing they're building another palm island that's going to be bigger than Paris.
What does that risk look like in terms of their approach to quality?
They have really copied the European quality model very much. They were European Quality Award.
Okay.
And the government itself has got very much behind that. All the government agencies are measured to that, and their budgets get impacted based upon what their scores are. The government is very, very active in supporting quality movement.
Tell me about how the country supports companies participating in quality. I think you mentioned something about the International Quality Award or something like that.
All of the companies are put in a position where they're asked to participate and get measured against the International Quality Award. Basically, there is the Asian Pacific organization runs an International Quality Award, and you've got to win your national award before you can go for the international award. Okay. So, countries that are working with that is like China, South Korea, Philippines, Malaysia, India, Dubai, and United States, Mexico, Chile, right. Anybody on the Pacific Basin area. And it's interesting to note, the winners of the award has been from countries like China, Korea, South Korea, Philippines, Mexico, Malaysia, India.
Participating in this at all? Or?
But we have never been able to get anybody from the United States that is willing to put up their name as a participant. Interesting. What's happening here in these countries, things are changing very rapidly. In the United States, we've got fat, full, we've got everything we want. We're two people are working very, very hard to buy more than they can ever use. They got things every place that they don't know how to get rid of. Right. My wife's got to the point, she says, don't bring anything home unless you're going to throw something away. But where you get over into those countries, they're working for $1 a day, and all of a sudden they get $2 a day. wow, this doubles my income. I got all of this additional. They're very, very excited. Work ethics are very, very high in this country. There is no way we can ever compete against somebody in the developing countries, that's coming out of starvation into a lucrative environment that isn't going to be more highly motivated than we are.
Playing the devil's advocate a little bit, people would say, well, yeah, you're increasing their income a little bit, but you're still paying them almost nothing. Isn't that taking advantage of the populace for the cheap labor?
Well, I have to go back to the United States. Go back 60 years ago. Okay. Back in the United States, when our hourly rate was like 60 cents an hour. It was minimum wage. When I started working for IBM, I started at 60 cents an hour.
Okay.
And when my father started working for IBM, which was 24 years before me, he got 5 cents an hour.
Okay.
Now, you've got to allow the culture and the economy of the country to catch up with the evolution. And what we're doing is we expect everybody to come in and be at our level right now. People are very, very motivated to try to progress. And you go into China, Malaysia, India, and each time you go in, you can see the progress. Okay. You don't see the progress here in the United States because we're already there. But they're moving very fast.
Indeed, industrialization in China and other countries is progressing at an incredible speed, and that isn't without its share of problems. Next week, shame, executions, suicide, and misplaced blame. Harrington shares stories about quality in China.